Today at the LA Auto Show, I finally got my first look at the all-new Mazda CX-30. This is the sexier formatted crossover in Mazda's lineup, so it doesn't have quite the same shape as the CX-5, and it's designed to slot between the CX-3 and the CX-5 in their overall lineup. So this will be a competitor to something perhaps like the all-new Kia Seltos in terms of its overall size and its overall price tag. This definitely has the same sort of lines that we see in the rest of the Mazda lineup, that absolutely gorgeous front-end look, the long hood proportion, and then a very elegant and swoopy rear end. This particular model has the full LED tail lamp modules, which is a nice touch and something that you don't generally find in the mainstream crossover segment. Most mainstream crossovers have combination lamps where they're a combination of LED and incandescent elements. If we open up the liftgate, you'll notice that we have a little bit less cargo space than in the average compact crossover, but more than we find in the average subcompact. And let's lift up the cargo area there. We do find a compact spare tire and the subwoofer right there under that load floor. When the CX-30 was first announced, it made a great deal of news because this is the first Mazda that has their Skyactiv X direct injection compression ignition gasoline engine available. However, it doesn't have that engine option in America for some reason. In America, we'll only get the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine that we see in a variety of different Mazda products. Under this hood, it produces 186 horsepower, and if you get the very top-end trim, it has available cylinder deactivation, which is a rarity in four-cylinder engines in order to help improve overall fuel economy. At this point in time, we don't have any idea when the Skyactiv X engine will be available in America, but we're told that the big reason that it's not available at the moment is that its overall power figures are pretty similar to this engine. Also is a little bit more expensive to build, and the average American may never save enough gasoline for that to make too much of a difference. But in Europe, it's a bit of a different story where fuel is a little bit more expensive, so it makes a little bit more sense in that market. Power is sent to all four wheels or the front wheels only via a 6-speed automatic transmission. This is the second Mazda to receive their new latest generation interior, so you can see that the steering wheel, the instrument cluster, and the dashboard are formatted more like the Mazda 3 hatchback and sedan. It's a very attractive look, very elegant for the mainstream segment. Remember that this is designed to compete with entries like the Seltos from Kia, of course the Kona, perhaps the HR-V, something along those lines based on its overall price. High up in the center of the dashboard, we find Mazda's latest infotainment system. This is not a touchscreen unit. It's operated via a controller in the center console, very much like BMW's iDrive. Overall parts quality and build quality is definitely high. A lot of soft touch materials going on, easily accessible to the driver and front passenger. We have two-zone automatic climate control in this particular model and controls that are very, very similar to what we see in the Mazda 3. As you'd expect in this category, there are plenty of hard plastics lower. In the center console, we find the shifter here, the controller for that infotainment system, again, basically borrowed out of the Mazda 3, volume controller over there on the right. Cup holders are a little bit high in the dashboard. I expect that those may have difficulties with some of the larger American takeout drinks. Bearing in mind that the CX-30 is designed to slot between the CX-3 and the CX-5, overall room in the back is somewhere between those two models. Now, why didn't Mazda call it a CX-4? Honestly, I don't really know. That would have made a little bit more sense in the US, but they didn't. Sitting right here behind myself at 6 feet tall, I have about 1.5 inches of overall legroom left, and headroom is the big difference between this and the CX-3. I have about 1.5 inches of headroom left, even though this does have the optional moonroof. That's considerably better than we see in the CX-3. I really, really like the CX-3. It's an excellent crossover. It's beautiful, but the back seat is awfully small. Bearing in mind that the CX-30 is a little bit larger than some of the competitors like the Honda HR-V, and we have more standard power out of this engine than we'd find in the Honda HR-V, the price tag is a little bit larger. This starts at $24,945 for the base model. That's a little bit above the all-new Kia Seltos, which we also saw out here at the LA Auto Show. If you want the premium trim, that'll start just under $30,000, and that's going to get you what we've seen in this model. Features like the heads-up display, the improved leather interior, etc. Depending on exactly which options you plan on adding to your CX-30, this price tag could get up to over $30,000. So it definitely borders on the compact crossover segment where we find the RAV4 and of course the Mazda CX-5. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to park, but still definitely has this very attractive Mazda look, the CX-30 should be on your shopping list. This is simply one of the best looking compact crossovers or subcompact crossovers in America. Let me know what you think about that down there in the comment section below. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button as well. We'll see you later.